Which sounds longer? Been doing this 50 years. Been doing this 50-year man and boy. Or been doing this 80 year and 10.
80 year and 10 is way longer than 50 years.
I thought it was,
That's 90 years.
I thought it was 10 years.
No, a score is 20, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
Been doing this 20 year and 10.
20 year and 10.
Yeah.
But most people probably don't know what a score is.
Well, it doesn't matter what anyone
So it's irrelevant.
understands.
Well, it doesn't.
Because if they don't understand it, then it's even sounds
They don't
even
care
longer.
anyway. It's always going.
There's no one in the
I've
room.
been doing this 50-year man and boy. Everyone else was like,
Yeah.
no one cares.
Pretty much.
How long have you been
though.
doing this exactly? 50 years. All right, thank you. Get out of my sight. No, I've been doing this 50-year man and
50
boy.
years, get out of my sight.
Time for a change.
Have I got a story for you? Get lost, old man.
Yeah.
I've got Xbox to play.
This ain't Jack and Ori.
Are you a Pokemon? If not, get out of my sight. That's what the world's come to. Though,
No one's
isn't
playing Pokemon anymore.
it? Yeah.
No.
There was someone playing it behind me on the bus yesterday. Some girl and she was playing it. Her boyfriend was sat there in dead silence while she kept going, "Oh, look around here. Oh, Pokestop. Oh, I've run out of Pokeballs.
It was probably,
look.
yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to catch it. Oh, no. Oh, quick. Oh, I keep missing it." And he was like,
He's chatting to another woman on Tinder or something.
pretty much. He must have been, yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't interested in what she was doing, that's for
No.
sure.
I didn't think anyone was playing Pokemon anymore.
Is it like off trend now, is it?
Well, all the people that I knew that were playing it fanatically
Grown adults.
have stopped playing it now. They're like, nah, it's boring.
Yeah.
And
I could have told him that 2 months ago,
Mm.
whenever it came out.
Penguin, Pokemon came along, took the pressure off of Brexit. Everyone stopped talking about Brexit, started talking about Pokemon. Everyone stopped talking about Pokemon, started talking about Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. That's what's going on now.
But you know what's coming out soon,
Go on.
which will take the heat off that, whichever the outcome is? Harry Potter Go.
What are you on about?
Harry Potter Go?
Harry Potter Go.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
It's Pokemon Go, but Harry Potter.
It's not real.
Yeah.
No.
Someone was talking about it.
What do you mean someone was?
I think it was the same that girl who was playing Pokemon Go. She was saying to her boyfriend who had literally no opinion
Well,
on
who's
something.
making that?
I don't know. There you go.
Harry
see?
Potter Go release date.
I know more about games than you do.
Good. Don't
So-
know about games. It's geek, isn't it?
You know, in other news, the world's gone mad. Because how do I know about something that you don't know about?
With the first augmented reality game, Pokemon Go, I don't think it's the very first augmented reality game, is it?
Well,
Still managing to be the most popular game of 2016. The fans of Harry Potter... I'm sorry.
what?
I think I was talking.
Well, I said I stopped myself.
The fans of Harry Potter are still clamouring for Harry Potter Go. Are they clamouring? If you're clamouring... What you should be clamouring... The sort of thing you should be clamouring for is like a handhold when you're hanging off of the face of a cliff. Or
Yeah.
a piece of rope when you're skidding along the deck of a ship that's rapidly capsizing. What you shouldn't be clamouring for is Harry Potter Go.
Well, you know, different situations call for different types of clamouring, don't they?
The rising popularity of the Harry Potter... You can stop with this now. Because I think we're all aware of what Harry Potter is.
Yeah, we've heard of it.
Keep dropping in Harry Potter like it's...
Well, but then they get their word count up, don't they? Search terms.
I'm outraged. The rising popularity of the Harry Potter spin-off Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them fuels the fans' desire for game developers to create Harry Potter Go. Joe, care to chime in?
I cannot wait, personally.
Just going to close this ad.
Not interested, really. None of this stuff really interests me. It's just boring. As how the Pokemon things proved, people aren't interested. They do it for a bit, get bored. Oh, what's the next thing? Oh, it's exactly the same. Yeah, brilliant. Play this for a bit. Wait for the next thing to come along.
Yeah.
Kill yourself. Absolutely pointless.
Well-
do something productive with your life.
I agree. I don't know where those people are that are playing things like, for example, that are keeping Pokemon Go going. I tell you what, actually, I do know. It's kids.
Yeah.
All the people that I associate with, if they get into it for a few weeks, and then they're like you say, they get bored, they move on to something else. So there's still an audience out there who just obsesses over it, and maybe in years to come will still be, they're listening to podcasts about Pokemon Go strategy. They're buying handbooks, Pokemon
Yeah.
Go strategy guides and stuff like that. And everyone was like,
Jeez.
Pokemon Go, do they even still have that?
Yeah. But you played it for a bit, didn't you?
I did, but as I said at the time, I played it ironically.
Oh, right, yeah. Because you were just cool.
No, truth be told, I did play it, and
Truth be told,
50 years, man, boy.
I played that game. 2 year and 10. Never caught a Pikachu.
Never did catch Pikachu. I caught an unbelievable number of Pidgeys.
They
Which are
sound
the
amazing.
most pointless thing.
Yeah. They're all pointless.
I can't remember what I was going to say.
50-year man and boy.
Hmm.
Who cares?
Yeah, I played it a bit, and I found that it was a bit addictive. And I thought, I better stop playing this, otherwise I'm going to... Because when you started going... Because this is what I did, right? This is unbelievable. Because this was around the time that I decided that I was going to start skateboarding again.
Oh, no. You're in your mid to late 30s.
Because early 30s.
You shouldn't be skateboarding.
Early
What, like, when
30s.
did you skateboard before?
Early
Never known you
30s.
skateboard.
Yeah.
Not when I've been
Goes
around.
back to my roots, that does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Young.
That takes me back.
Young
Skateboarding.
Ben.
I used to skateboard when I was at uni.
Yeah.
It wasn't that long ago, was it? Was it? Wasn't that long ago,
Four
was it?
score year and 10, wasn't it?
I don't think it was 50.
It was a long-
I don't think it was,
it was a long time
I don't think
ago.
it was 90 years ago.
Put it this way, it wasn't a short amount of time. 20 years.
My brother, who's admittedly he's 19,
Yeah.
skates a lot.
Yeah.
And
He's the cool one
yeah,
in the
let's
family.
meet up and skate.
He plays
for a bit.
guitar.
I used to be the cool one. I
He
was
plays
the
guitar and
oldest.
skates.
Yeah.
You know, he's
That used
cool.
to be me, though. He used to look at me.
And he's young.
When he was like, 2, or when he was like 5, and I was like 19, he was looking at me going, this guy is well cool.
Yeah. Look at he's got a
I wish
skateboard.
I was like him. He's
Oh,
like wearing
yeah.
like a Dickies really
Yeah.
baggy Carhartt trousers.
He's got a pencil behind his ear.
He's got like a hammer loop in his jeans. He's so
Yeah.
cool. He's wearing like a necklace with a surfboard on it.
Yeah. He's got a little chain that goes from his trousers to
Yeah.
his wallet.
He's got a backwards DC hat on. He wears skater shoes that got like 2 inches of padding all the way around.
Sometimes in the summer he'll wear shorts and then socks that get pulled up high
Yeah.
with skate trainers.
Listen to Blink 182 constantly.
Yeah.
He's well cool. Now look.
You're still that guy deep down.
Now he's doing double kick flips.
Yeah.
And I went out skating with him. And then...
You mean you watched him skate?
No, I went out skating
Yeah.
and I learned...
He was there.
I learned to do a pop shove it, right,
Yeah.
which for those who aren't in the know
Mm.
is not really a very advanced trick,
No.
to be honest. But yeah, so I did that and I did a fair amount of skating with him. And then 2 weeks later, my knees really started to hurt.
Wow. Wow.
But it was like a delayed reaction. They were
Wow.
fine for a week, and then after it was
Yeah.
like, my knees really hurt now. I thought, no, that can't be related because I'm only like, what am I, like 33?
Yeah.
Can't be related. That can't be related.
Still in my prime.
33.
Yeah.
I haven't peaked yet.
No way.
I said, do you still go through your life going, yeah, I wonder when I'm going to peak?
Yeah. I think that more and more. Like I keep thinking, have I peaked yet?
Yeah. Am I going? Am I
Whoa.
working towards
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
That rounding, that inevitable kind of
Yeah.
upper limit, or is that behind me now?
Yeah. I don't like to think that it's behind me.
It is though,
Probably, yeah.
because you couldn't
There's
be a
no-
professional footballer.
No.
That ship sailed.
Oh yeah, there's things you couldn't do.
Long ago.
Yeah. There's lots of things you couldn't do, but that's not to say that the best things that you could do aren't still ahead of you.
If you've been an absolute piece of crap your entire life,
Yeah.
then you
Well,
could
yeah.
probably be like,
But we could still
I could go for one like 100-meter run, and I'd be like, that's the peak of my running career.
Yeah, but
So as long as I don't
No,
do
but-
that,
But we could still do things like you could run a marathon, you could still lift heavier weights than you've ever lifted before, stuff like that. couldn't you?
unlikely.
So I don't think. I mean, maybe looks-wise, we've probably peaked.
Speak for yourself.
You know, so you know,
Still waiting. my wife's like, men get better looking when they go older. So she said to all her friends.
She locked you in when you were young, didn't she? She was like,
Yeah.
"I've seen something in it."
Yeah. He's a late bloomer,
Yeah.
hopefully. That's the thing, because you sometimes hear about people that were really popular at school. I say you sometimes hear about. I don't have this personal experience, but I have heard it from others. The people that were really popular at school and good looking and really had loads of friends or whatever, they don't necessarily carry that same thing through to later
Yeah.
life? You look at him, you think on Facebook. And you think,
Yeah. Some people peaked at 19.
what
you
happened
know?
to you?
Yeah, their glory years were 17 to 19,
Yeah.
and then a steep decline.
And they've got like a 12-year-old child
Yeah.
at our age.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But I've seen people, not so much recently, but a couple of years ago, when I was still sort of going out on the town quite a bit,
Yeah.
I'd bump into people who I used to know at college and school and stuff. And some of them were the sort of, you know, they grew up, looked old quite quickly, you know, they were confident, tall, whatever.
Yeah.
They got on, you know, they got all the ladies at school. And then now, not so much. They kind of slipped into middle-aged very early.
Right.
Sort of put on the pounds,
Yeah.
hair was gone,
Yeah.
didn't look great.
But which is better?
I'd rather be a complete dweeb at school, as I was, and then steadily incline, and then steep decline. Which is inevitable. You're like, yeah,
Why?
this is going all right. I'm
Why?
still looking okay. Oh, no.
Why? Why would you rather be a dweeb at school?
Because, I mean, who cares when you're at school? I mean,
But it's hard
school's
at school.
fun anyway. But you can do other stuff that's fun, can't you?
It's hard for dweebs at school.
Well, yeah, it is.
You get
But
bullied in that.
well, I mean, I never got bullied. I was always like,
You were the
had
jock.
friends and stuff, but I wasn't a
You were the
jock,
jock.
because I wasn't.
Wow.
You know.
The stories that you've told me over the years.
No, not at all.
Kicking footballs against
But
people tied to railings.
that's you just join in with that stuff, don't you? So that you're not the one
No,
tied to the
dweebs
railing.
don't join in.
Well, no, but yeah,
The dweebs are already queuing up for it.
yeah.
It's that or head flush down the toilet.
Yeah.
Or no lunch money.
But you can, when you're at school, you can do other stuff. You know, okay, great. If you can't chase girls as much, fine, whatever. But you can go and play football with your mates, or you do
Yeah.
other stuff. So it's fun, you know.
Yeah.
When
At
you're
the
an
end of the
adult-
day, you know, you go home and your mum makes you your favourite pudding.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all right. Get an
Yeah.
early night, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
See what tomorrow brings.
Get up, watch the big breakfast. Life's
Yeah.
good. Life's good.
Kelly Brook and Chris Evans, if you will. Probably
No,
the
it was,
best hosts. No.
Johnny.
No.
Not
Well, no,
Johnny
no.
something.
Yeah, Johnny Vaughan.
Johnny Vaughan. Yeah, him
Yeah.
and Kelly Brook were the best.
Yeah, Johnny Vaughan.
No, him
Kelly
and
Brook,
Lisa
yeah.
Tarbuck.
But no, I never
Yeah.
really cared for Lisa Tarbuck.
Those
that
were the
much.
best two. They were the funniest though.
Yeah, maybe.
Not
but
so easy on
Johnny
the eye
Vaughan's
in the
quite
morning.
funny,
Yeah, but she was funny with him.
but I quite like. He's loving it.
He's absolutely
I
lovely.
quite like Chris Evans though, and not anymore. But back then I did,
Yeah.
because he did this other one called "Don't You Forget Your Toothbrush" as well, didn't he? Wasn't that his?
Yeah, that wasn't that great. TFI Friday was good. Don't forget
Yeah.
your toothbrush was a bit of a non-hit. I think.
Look at him. Talk about dweebs.
Yeah.
He's a dweeb come good. He's like, you know, he's living large
Yeah.
in a way that all dweebs. He's
Well,
kind of
he-
like this Uber dweeb.
But he married Billie Piper, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But you look at him, you think he is like,
Yeah.
you know,
He is complete dweeb.
if
yeah.
you saw him at school, you'd be like, yeah,
Yeah.
dweeb.
Nerd.
And now he's like living the dream.
Yeah. We kind of went through a slump though, didn't he, in the middle?
He's probably still
Did
minted,
really well.
though.
Dropped off the radar. Did really well again.
But then another Chris Evans came along. He's
Yeah.
way more
Dude,
famous.
he's looking good now, actually. Yeah.
He's had a lot of work
Bloody
done.
hell. He's the new. I didn't know he's the new Captain America. Wow. Yeah. Must have had a bit of surgery and
Guess how much he's worth? Did you
pumped
see
up
that?
a bit. Yeah. Quite a
So
lot.
Chris Evans, the presenter, the
Yeah.
ginger,
Yeah. For those in America,
wearing presenter.
you know, most probably wouldn't know him.
Okay,
would they?
yeah.
They'd think Chris Evans,
Yeah.
the guy who plays
Yeah,
Captain
they're like,
America.
What are these guys on about? No,
Yeah.
it's this guy,
He's a
flat
British
cap,
yeah.
wearing ginger head, thick black rimmed glasses, wearing kind of radio host and TV presenter. He's worth 55 of your English million.
Probably more than the
Lizzie's.
young Chris Evans.
No.
Yeah, bet he is.
Chris Evans. net
Captain
worth.
America Evans.
Right, 55 million,
Yeah.
$40 million. Yeah,
See?
you're right.
Way more.
Way more.
You could buy and sell
Big
him.
pimping.
Yeah.
I bet he phoned him up.
Buy and sell his whole family if you wanted to.
When movie star Chris
Yeah.
Evans got his first break, phone rang.
Yeah.
Hello? There's only one Chris Evans out there. Nice try, sunshine.
Yeah. Keep going, son.
Yeah.
You'll get there.
You ever kissed Kelly Brook, mate?
He
No,
probably has,
never mind, but that's not the point.
Probably has, actually.
Probably has,
And
yeah.
the rest.
Yeah. Is Kelly Brook all that anymore?
Not anymore, I don't think. She was back in the day.
Speaking
but-
of peak, Has she peaked?
She's peaked, yeah. She's still, she's still aight, as the kids would say.
Wow. I'm sorry, I have to buzz you for that. Please don't ever say "I" again.
But that's what they say.
She's almost as old as you, Joe. She's 36.
Yeah, I remember when she was younger than me. Yeah,
36. That's not that. That's all right, isn't it?
yeah. I think she sort of. You knew she'd peaked once Statham jacked her in, didn't he?
Right.
Because they were together, weren't they?
Yeah.
And then he sort of binned her off.
Unbelievable.
And got with that. But the one he's with now.
I'm sorry.
She hasn't peaked.
Just to go back to the beginning of that sentence. The one.
Yeah.
The one.
The
he's
young
with
lady.
now.
Yeah, the one.
The human
She's
being.
the one.
The female
She's the
human
one for
person.
him. No, she's the one for him.
Oh, I see. Is that
That's
what
what I
you
was
meant,
talking
yeah?
about.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
That one.
The one.
You stopped just short of saying...
His one.
You stopped just short there of saying bit of skirt.
Nobody says that anymore. that is showing your age.
I never used to... Like, that's
Bit of
before my
skirt.
time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, big time. That's what... I don't think even our dads would have said that. Our granddads, maybe.
My dad was too much of a nice guy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have said that because I'd be too terrified at the repercussions.
Well, you don't normally say it to someone, do you? A bit of skirt.
Say it,
Say it with your with the mates,
okay,
don't you? Oh, a bit of skirt. Look at that bit of skirt.
Look at that nice little... She looks like a very upstanding citizen. Bit of skirt.
Dolly
That's
bird.
what I'd say, yeah.
Yeah.
It's your bird, isn't it? It's your bird, isn't it, Joe? Yeah, one of them.
Yeah.
Pint of stout.
I was up north recently,
Pint of stout, bum.
and yeah, it is like that.
What? Pint of stout?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I was in a pub, went to the pub, went to see my dad for a couple of days, and he
Yeah.
lives in this small, very small kind of market
Just
town.
noticing our knees are very close. Like they're
You got a problem with that?
they're dangerously close.
Well, once we get, a bigger studio, when we win the lottery or something, then
hit like now for a bigger studio.
Yeah.
And subscribe.
If you'd like our legs to not touch when we're recording, please subscribe.
1,000 more subscribers and we'll buy a new desk.
Yeah. Yeah, we should get a wider desk. But then we'll have to widen the...
Entire house.
Yeah. Anyway, I was up visiting my dad, and he lives in this small
Thanks for
market
the
town
invite.
up north. You can come next time if you like. Just to see it, I'd like to actually take you there, so you
Yeah, I remember
go out
you
in the
said
pubs.
this. Yeah, you said this a long time ago. We
Yeah.
don't go out in the pubs here.
We do sometimes. Yeah.
All right, maybe we should do the absolute Optic North trek.
All right then. Yeah.
Pie and mash.
Yeah.
Pie and mash trek.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The absolute Trek 2, the Pie and Mash Chronicles.
And what we'll do is we'll set our destination and then only get halfway there and then come back on
Well,
the
if we
train,
set the destination,
like we did for the last absolute trek.
set the destination twice as far as where my dad lives.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Fine.
Yeah.
That's neat.
It's all mental. So yeah, we went out one night he said, oh, there's a nice little pub down the road.
Who did? You and your dad?
My dad, yeah.
All right, lads on parade.
Said there's a nice little pub down the road. We'll go there. I said, all right then, yeah, sounds good. Go for a pint. So went down there. It's this tiny small pub that's been there years and years. They had a little photo on the wall that said circa 1920s.
Nice.
And it had the pub with an old woman.
I like that.
An old woman stood outside.
Yeah.
And I thought, the things that have gone on in this pub over the years.
The older the better, really.
Yeah, nearly 100 years old.
That's the amazing thing about this country.
Yeah.
Is that you get some bloody old buildings.
Bloody old. 5 year.
More than way more.
Nearly and a little bit less. Anyway, but yeah, walked in and I knew it was...
5 year. That's 100
That's
years.
100, yeah.
Yeah.
It's nearly 100.
Sorry, yeah, you're right.
Oh, thank you, Captain Science. Anyway, walked in. I knew it was going to be a good night because I knew I was up north. Walked in, and there was a guy sat at the bar with his own tankard,
Yeah.
and everyone
that's
knew
his
him.
spot,
And
I imagine.
everyone who walked
Yeah,
in was like,
yeah,
"All right, Jimmy.
Yeah.
All right, Jimmy, how you doing, mate?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see you there, Jimmy.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Yeah.
How's wife?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, bad.
I haven't seen him in
Yeah,
5 days.
Don't know. I've been here the whole time. She could be dead for all I know.
Yeah.
So Jimmy was all right. And whenever he finished, he never ordered. He just popped his tankard down, put a few coins on the bar, and then just waited. And then whenever the barman sort of saw that he was dry or whatever, he'd go,
Living the dream.
not say a word. And I just thought, how many years have you been in here? Have you stayed in here in
that
this pub
good?
every night?
Because there's something nice.
It's not good. It's nice to see, but it wouldn't be nice to be that guy.
In some ways it would be nice, because I can always imagine that, no matter what else is going on in his life, he has a place to belong, and he has human interaction. People know him and they are nice to him.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
And he's got his beer, which he likes. He knows what he likes, and he gets it, and he can presumably afford it. So in a way, that's really, really nice.
More than some people have, I guess, when you put it that way. Yeah.
Just a little bit of simple pleasure. And really, in some ways, that's what life's all about, really, the pursuit of happiness, right? As I sometimes say.
Oh, yeah, wow, that's a good little, good little saying, that.
I occasionally say that.
It's good. You should coin that phrase.
I might do, yeah.
Anyway, so we had we were drinking a few beers and stuff. We sat at the bar, and there was a table behind us, quite a big table, that said reserved for musicians.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought, there must be somebody playing in the band playing or something. They're going to come through and have a few drinks afterwards. No. Throughout the night, filtering in were these old men who looked like Morris dancer type men. Beards, bald heads, all above the age of 60, I'd say. And they just started coming in one by one throughout the night. Some had little drums, some had those accordions, yeah. Some had those, some had fiddles, some had one had a little flute thing.
Were there three of them with fiddles, or?
No. Two, I think.
It's disappointing.
Maybe one. And they just started randomly, every now and then, they just sort of start playing old folk songs. Sort of, all right about dirty,
you can understand what they're saying,
boy.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. And then they'd stop for a bit, and they'd just be chatting and stuff, and then they'd just kick off again. It just seemed like they were just sort of jamming or whatever.
Yeah.
And
not
then,
getting paid.
No, I don't think they were. I don't think they were getting paid. But then, I think they got paid in pork pies.
What?
And sausage rolls, because one of the bar women came out, and with this big platter, sausage rolls and pork pies, presumed from the local butchers, because why wouldn't they be?
Yeah.
Popped them down, they started getting into those, and then, after a while, they hadn't finished them all because there were so many. One of them just got up and started walking around the bar, handing them out to people. And, do you want some of these? Do you want one of these? And my dad and his mate were like, oh yeah. He goes, every Tuesday they do this, it's great. I was like, this is why you come down here, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's
just to get a free pork pie.
It's like going back in time.
But I was like, what is this place? It was nice.
Again, that's nice. I liked the idea
nice. It was
that
nice.
kind of...
yeah.
Again, just a little piece of history.
Yeah, it was nice.
A little... Everything else that's going on in the world. Forget about science for a minute. Forget about technology. Let's just dial it back. Have a beer. That's as old as time itself, making beer. No one's having, vodka jelly shots or whatever. Just having a pint of beer.
Yeah.
Pork pie. Listen to some maniac playing a fiddle.
An accordion.
With no teeth.
Barely
dressed. Hasn't washed in weeks.
Yeah.
But
it was nice. It was nice. It was a nice little pub.
Yeah.
So I'll probably go back there.
Yeah.
But it was nice to sort of see that, and also a bit sort of, I'm kind of glad I'm not one of those guys who's in there every night, because you could see even the young guys, massive beer bellies on them.
How young were so when you say young guys, how young are we talking about?
Mid to late 20s.
Okay.
And they were,
you see,
portly. And and there were no women in there either,
yeah.
apart from the bar women.
Yeah.
It was all men.
Mid to late 20s. For anyone who's in their early 20s, word of warning. Something happens around the mid-20s mark where you stop being able to get away with eating crap, drinking constantly, and still look like a vaguely humanoid shape. Everything starts to, let's say, loosen up a bit.
Plump out, pad out.
You start to, exactly. You start to kind of just get this big belly, and you think, oh, I don't know where this has come from.
Everything relaxes slightly, doesn't it? It's like, that's no point now, is it?
Your body's just like,
We're going to have a little rest now for maybe 10 to 20 years.
Until death.
Yeah. See how you cope with that.
So you need to get on it. Because I had a bit, don't get me wrong, I didn't have a pot belly. But towards the end of my 20s, I was definitely, let's say I wasn't as trim as I am now.
Ben Soft Body, they called you.
Soft body Ben.
That's right.
LD soft body.
That's niche.
That is niche. Yeah. Thank you. Good story.
Yeah, Soft Body Ben. But yeah, it was quite fun being up north, and I did enjoy it.
To north.
I like going up there every now and then, but it does remind me that some people live a different way of life, and that's okay.
You didn't go to, see the remote tribes of Papua New Guinea. Like, I can't imagine
I know.
That different.
Well, you haven't been to these places, have you?
Well, again, I repeat what I said earlier. Thanks for the invite.
But it was like, we went out one morning, it was on Monday, we went out to get some breakfast, find a little cafe, which you think there'd be loads of cafes up there, Everything was shut on Monday, for no apparent reason. All the shops just had little handwritten notes on the door saying, sorry, not open Monday.
Yeah.
Closed on Monday. Even the cafes and stuff.
It's because they're open Saturday and Sunday, I imagine, isn't it?
Yeah, but...
For the tourists or...
Well, there was no tourists there.
Okay, fine, no tourists there, but...
Yeah.
Tourism towns often do that.
Maybe,
I presume it's because, they're open Saturday and Sunday. They need a day off.
But it was nice, though. It was nice.
And they often have Wednesday off, or they close early on Wednesdays or something like that.
I think Tuesdays and Thursdays they kind of, slow down and shut a bit. Yeah.
All right, then.
And maybe Fridays.
Yeah.
I think Saturdays and Sundays are quite quiet days.
What the days are they? Here's a thing we haven't done since we've been back on YouTube. How much time have we got left?
I don't know.
5 minutes. Map of shame.
Map of shame.
Map of shame on me. So for those of you who don't know, for those of you who have just joined us,
just tuned in to it.
Map of Shame is an old segment we used to do, which we stopped doing as much of late.
We did because I think the theme tune wasn't really up to scratch.
Well, I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
I mean, it's what's not to like about it?
Map of shame.
And that's your voiceover.
Yeah, I mean, that took me... I can't even remember how long it took.
Literally seconds.
It may be even less, to be honest. I mean, you said, we need a theme tune, and I said, I'm your man.
That was probably recorded like 8 years ago. If you listen carefully to Joe's voice, you can just about hear the hope for the future in his voice, which you'll notice is no longer there.
No. Yeah, if I recorded that now, it'd sound much more depressing.
Yeah, so you know how, well, viewers might not know this, or listeners, but Joe certainly knows that I could be described as being a little bit clumsy from time to time.
Yeah, you could say that.
Mildly,
we could say a lot.
A mild clumsiness is too strong a word, really. But I'm the sort of person who it takes me a while to kind of get my bearings when I wake up in the morning. I kind of bounce off the walls a little bit.
Coordinationally challenged,
if you like. Yeah. Yeah. And
there's a word.
So Joe doesn't know this about this story yet, but
can't wait to hear it.
Well, yeah. So unbeknownst to viewers and listeners, there are two huge lights beaming down on us right now, which, as I've noticed as I've reviewed the last few videos we've been recording, make me blink almost constantly. Like, I'm just doing the whole show like this, and I try not to do it. And as I try not to do it, it makes my eyes sting really badly. But Joe doesn't seem to do it.
Yeah, because my eyes are normal human eyes.
But even right now, they're so bright, they're kind of stinging my eyes a bit.
Really?
Yeah, seriously. Anyway, so with the positioning of them, I don't want to move because it kind of messes with how we're illuminated. I'm quite happy with how everything... Mise en scène, which is also niche. I'm quite happy with how it currently looks on the camera. So I don't mess around with it too much, but it's right in the way. So if I ever need to go to the other side of the room, I have to kind of edge my way around.
It's like the Crystal Maze, isn't it?
It's exactly like the Crystal Maze in many ways, yeah. And I've been saying to myself, at some point, I'm going to trip over that. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I did trip over it late at night. I was working in here late at night, and I was going to go round to the other side because I've got some stuff stored around there. And I tripped over it, went flying, and the light started to fall down. Right. Now, luckily, go on.
This is like one of those things you see in a film where they trip, knock a ladder or something, and they fall, and they're like, oh no, and then they turn around and go, ah,
yeah,
as it comes down.
It's like one of those workplace insurance.
Yeah. You've been
you
injured by light.
But it wasn't your fault. Or are you a Kretmeister who doesn't know how to walk around objects?
Yes. It was your fault.
In a way it was, but in another more real way, yes, I suppose it was, yeah. Anyway, so I went flying, the light came down, and I looked over my shot. I went flying in that direction, and as the light started to fall, and as I was falling, I turned around to see the light clatter down onto that shelf there.
The big light?
And it smashed the shelf down.
Oh, no.
Everything slid off the shelf, and the
Wow.
inner workings of these shelves, which are absolutely
Brilliant.
terrible design. They're these invisible shelves which you mount this bracket to the wall, and it has these two metal brackets poking out that you then slide the shelf onto, and it's the most weak welding you've ever seen. So like the slightest force like this pushes them down, and they won't go back up again. So anyway, the shelves was like this, and I thought, brilliant. Because if you knew the amount of hassle Joe and I went through just to get these shelves mounted onto this wall, you'd think that would be easy. It's not, because this wall is basically made of like...
It wasn't easy for us.
It's made of breadcrumbs. Behind the surface of this wall, if you drill in, it immediately just crumbles.
This is a gingerbread house, so what do you expect?
It may as well be a gingerbread house.
Yeah.
So I took the bracket off, and I thought, okay, well, I'll try and repair it. So I drilled the holes deeper.
Why don't you just invite me around? We could have sorted it out together.
Because I didn't want you to know at the time about how much of a cretin I was. That I'd wrecked the shelves that we spent ages getting right.
That makes sense.
And I started to drill the hole now in these shelves, without getting too technical for those non-DIY experts.
No, this is good.
There are 6 holes, okay? So you've got a bracket like this, you've got 2 holes on this side, you've got 2 holes on this side, you've got 2 holes in the middle, and then you've got those 2 kind of prongs, all right?
Oh, yeah.
And what happened was, I started to re-drill these holes, and as I drilled the top hole, the wall is so soft that these 2 holes basically joined up. So what I've got now is an oval gap in the wall. I'm thinking, I don't know what to do. And I was thinking, what if we have to move the shelf to drill into another part of the wall, there's going to be all the holes showing and stuff. And even then, there's no guarantee that that's even going to work, because half the time, I'll tell you what, these walls are unbelievable, because A, they're completely crumbly and soft, but then occasionally, for no reason at all, you'll hit like a solid piece of what I can only presume is like diamond or granite, which will just destroy the drill bit and send it going careening off in all directions. And you end up with just what looks like, some kind of crude maze in the wall. And you should have seen.
I can only imagine your face.
Angry. I was so angry. And I came in here to do some work. And I thought, I've got a little bit of time. It was quite late in the evening, but I thought, I've got a bit of time here. Sit down. I thought, this is great. I've got a little pocket of time here. I'll get some good work done. And I spent the entire time fixing that shelf.
It's like one of those comedy sketches where... like the old Benny Hills or something, where someone trips over something, it falls, knocks something out, flips a ball into a cup or something, falls over, knocks a bucket on someone's head.
That's exactly it. Yeah, it's
actually real life.
Yeah, absolutely pathetic.
You're an idiot.
So well done. Well, good being a human adult.
Yeah, well done.
Anyway, I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Would you agree, Joe?
Yep.
If you liked this show and you're watching on YouTube, which you are, please click like and subscribe for more videos like this. You can also get in touch with us by posting a message below, obviously. What a weird way of putting that. But you can also email us if you're from the 1920s, podcast at theabsolutepeach.com. We are from the 1920s, and we still quite like email. So drop us your feedback, questions, and we'll see you
later. The Absolute Peach. The Absolute Peach.